Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen here with Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering It's Time, folks. It's time. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's get right into this. After a 4-interception performance against the Los Angeles Chargers, Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons find themselves in a difficult space. Now this team, when you think about everything that they've been through, the season in totality, they 6-6. They're now tied with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who they once had a 2.5 game lead, and they've since lost 3. And now Tampa has won consecutively and caught up with them. Now they're tied for 6-6, and they hold the tiebreaker because they beat Tampa. But their next couple of games may not bode them well as far as them making the playoffs. When you think about them facing the Minnesota Vikings next week, are we realistically thinking that they're going to beat them? When you think about them facing the Commanders, do you really think they're going to beat them? The Carolina Panthers are playing better. They're playing more improved football. So you just got to ask yourself, with the way that this team's playing, the way that Kyle Pitts is not blocking, the way that Bijan Robinson is not being used properly, the way that London is just playing, can this Atlanta Falcons team really overcome the mistakes of a Kirk Cousins? So from the standpoint of everything that we have going on, do you believe in the Atlanta Falcons? No. The answer is no. I know Raheem Morris did the right thing and said he's fired up about Kirk Cousins to bounce back. I know Anthony Penix Jr. said he's fired up about Kirk Cousins rebounding as well. They're saying all the right things. But the writing is on the wall. If Kirk Cousins doesn't get this team to the playoffs and he doesn't get them a playoff win, you got to ask yourself, is he going to stay in Atlanta? Now, at this point in time, I know Kirk Cousins may welcome a trade at this point in time. If he's going to a contender, not to the Giants, not to the Raiders, but to a contender, if he's traded in division or either in conference, you got to think, I think Kirk Cousins will welcome that. But this is the Kirk Cousins that we're seeing. The throwing off the back foot, and it's not really planted, the touch pass, the one that's rushing throws, the one that's throwing into double coverage, that's the Kirk Cousins we're seeing. And you got to ask yourself, with the youth of the Atlanta Falcons core, right now, with your Bijan Robinson, with your Kyle Pitts, with your London, in their prime, in their youth, are you going to waste how many years not giving them the best quarterback at the helm? Now, I'm not going to say Anthony Penix Jr. is a better quarterback, but as of right now, he may be your best result. He may be your best choice. Because with throwing 4 interceptions, it's hard to overcome that. I don't know any team that can overcome 4 interceptions here, 3 interceptions there, 4 interceptions here. And you got to ask yourself, you take yourself fully out the game when you give the ball up and you're giving up pick sixes, when the defense is almost scoring as many points as you're scoring on offense. That's a part of it. It's disappointing. Between the numbers, between the lines, the numbers are not lying. Kirk Cousins is having a bad season. And you got to think about this from the standpoint of everything that you're doing, everything that you're putting together. The defense that the Atlanta Falcons are putting on the field is playing improved. The safeties are playing better. The defensive line is getting you more pressure than they've ever gotten. And you got to ask yourself, how can I look, if I'm a head coach, look at my defense and say, guys, I need you to do better. Because Kirk Cousins is throwing the ball away. So from that standpoint, I felt like the Atlanta Falcons have to do something different. They have to experiment. They have to possibly sit Kirk Cousins on the bench. Let Anthony Penix play for a little bit. See if that fires up Kirk Cousins. Because at this point in time, the Atlanta Falcons have a prime, a core prime that's one of the best in the NFL. So, what do you guys feel? What do you Falcons fans feel? What do you NFL fans feel? Get in the comment section below. Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus. Is it time for Kirk Cousins to sit on the bench or go? We'll see you on the next episode, folks.